Let me ask you something real quick. How many tabs do you have open right now with tutorials? Blender, ZBrush, Houdini, Unreal Engine, maybe some After Effects in there too. Because that's what most 3D artists do. They keep learning, keep adding skills, keep telling themselves, once I learn this one more thing, I'll be ready. And yet, the money never quite comes. Or it comes once, disappears, and you're back on job boards wondering what went wrong. Here's what nobody's telling you. It's not about how many skills you have. It's about which specific ones actually get paid consistently right now in 2026. And that list is shorter than you think. In this video, I'm going to break down the 3D skills that are genuinely pulling consistent income this year. Not hype, not the future is bright energy, actual money. Freelance money, studio money, retainer money. I'm also going to tell you which skills look impressive on paper, but are quietly becoming liabilities. The ones that get you hired once, and then leave you competing against 500 people for the next gig. But before we get there, there's one thing I need to say up front, because it changes everything about how you should be looking at this. Most 3D artists think in terms of software. Blender artist, Maya artist, Cinema 4D artist, and studios and clients. They've trained you to think that way too, because that's how job postings are written. But here's the problem nobody talks about. Software is not a skill. Software is a vehicle. And right now in 2026, a lot of artists are driving a very nice car to a destination that doesn't exist anymore. The real question isn't what can you use. It's what problem can you solve that someone is actively paying to have solved. I'll show you exactly what that looks like in a second. But first, you need to understand why most 3D artists are targeting the wrong market entirely. Here's what's happening in the industry right now. The entertainment pipeline, film, AAA games, traditional VFX, is contracting. Studios are downsizing. Layoffs have hit hard. And the mid-level generalist role, the one everyone used to aim for, it's basically gone. You're either entry-level, or you're a specialist they can't live without. That side of the industry is real, it's competitive, and unless you're at the top of your niche, it's unpredictable. But here's what's growing, and this is where the consistent money actually lives in 2026. Number 1, architectural visualization. ArchViz is not glamorous. Nobody's making YouTube videos about how they got into ArchViz. But developers, real estate firms, and interior design studios are spending serious budgets on renders and walkthroughs, and they need 3D artists who can turn around quality work fast. The demand is steady, the clients are repeat clients, and once you're in their ecosystem, they don't let you go. Number 2, product visualization. E-commerce exploded. Brands, especially mid-sized DTC companies, can't afford full photography studios for every product variant. They're replacing product photography with 3D renders. If you can make a moisturizer look like it belongs in a luxury ad, you will not run out of work. Number 3, motion graphics with 3D integration. Agencies want 3D, but they want it fast and in context. That means artists who can sit at the intersection of Cinema 4D or Blender and motion design pipelines. The artists who speak both languages are getting booked out months in advance. Number 4, real-time and interactive 3D. Unreal Engine isn't just for games anymore. It's being used for virtual production, brand experiences, training simulations, and digital twins. Artists who know real-time workflows, optimized assets, lighting, interactivity are landing projects that most 3D generalists can't even pitch for. Notice what all 4 of these have in common. They serve industries with budgets and recurring needs. Not one-time passion projects. Ongoing business problem. MS. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. I already know one of those. Why am I still not getting consistent work? And this is where we get into something most career advice completely skips over. Because here's the uncomfortable truth. The skill alone doesn't get you paid. The way you package and position that skill is what actually converts to income. I've seen artists with incredible portfolios, technically flawless, who can't land a client. And I've seen artists with maybe 60% of the technical ability booked solid for months. The difference isn't talent. It's one thing, and I'll break it down in a second. The difference is commercial vocabulary. When a client or a hiring manager looks at your work, they're not asking, is this technically impressive? They're asking, can this person solve my specific problem? A generalist portfolio says, I could do a lot of things. A position portfolio says, I solve this exact problem for businesses like yours. Think about it from the client side. If you're a real estate developer and you need a walkthrough render for a pitch deck next Thursday, are you going to hire the artist who says, I do 3D, or the artist whose entire page says, I help real estate developers win clients with photorealistic renders? 5-day turnaround. Same skill, completely different result. So here's the move. Pick one of those 4 consistent markets I mentioned, just one. Then rebuild how you present yourself around the specific problem you solve for that market. Not your software stack, not your style, your service, your result, their outcome. This is the shift that separates 3D artists who hustle for every gig from 3D artists who have a wait list. And honestly, this reframe is what most of the videos on this channel come back to. Because portfolio is almost never the real problem. Positioning is. Now, the next thing you're probably wondering is, okay, which of these markets is the easiest to actually break into right now? And how do I build a positioning around it when I don't have clients yet? That's exactly what the next video covers. I walk you through how to pick your lane, even if you're starting with 0 clients, 0 testimonials, and a portfolio that doesn't fit any of these markets yet. It's more doable than you think, but there's a specific order to how you do it. That video drops soon, and if you're not subscribed, you'll miss it when it goes live. Hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and if this video actually gave you something useful, something that made you look at your situation differently, drop a comment below. Tell me which of those 4 markets you're most interested in or where you're currently stuck. I read every single one. I'll see you in the next one.